Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Reliable HVACR podcast. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, I know I'm streaming this on a few different uh, places, but if you're new here, please subscribe to the podcast channel. That would help greatly, and go check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere that you listen, and maybe leave a 5-star review. I would appreciate that. So tonight we had to change it up because we had a guest lined up and he has on call right now. So still gonna, I don't want to mess up anything. We're still here. We'll do that another time. So not a big deal. I want to thank the sponsors of the show, obviously Jobber, VETO Pro Pack, and DIVERSITECH. And I just want to announce the new sponsors like AIREX. AIREX does these really cool wall penetration covers for your line sets. So if you guys are doing residential, I've even seen them used on commercial applications. It's a nice cover, seals everything up really well. It's easy to install. Now they have the 2 plates that can go over existing penetrations, and they have the jacket and stuff that's UV protect, like a UV protection jacket that you can put over the line sets. And I've gotten a lot of compliments on putting those in, and it just looks professional. We also have CallRail. I wanted to do some more marketing this year, so CallRail helps us track our ads, even if it's just like a website or a Google ad or a number on a work van. With CallRail, you can track it. You can see what is working, where you're getting a lot of your customers from. It can analyze your phone calls once those calls do come in. It can help you close more deals by telling you or coaching you up through that. And it has call routing and a whole bunch of other cool features that they showed me that I'm excited to use this year. So you'll see me kind of like figuring out how to use it, how we're going to implement it in our business. And you'll see that, later this year. We also have Resideo. That is a smart home solution. So if you guys want to go check out Resideo, CallRail, or AIREX, I'll have all that in the description down below. You guys can go check out all of that for yourself. Let's see. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Brian, Nasty, Rudy, Eddie. I know I saw some others. Sam, Jason Johnson, C. Young, D. Tolls, Froggy, Mechanical Environments. What is up, everybody? I let the rain wash my van. Well, there you go. Let's fix this real quick. It's been real wet down here. Cold, hot, and wet. What's up, Mitchell? Finally able to wash my van today, and then it rains. That's always the way it goes. VETO booth. Definitely be at the booth at HR. So haven't decided yet on or I don't have my full schedule for the HR, but definitely gonna hit up VETO. I might hit that first. I'll hit up the VETO booth first thing, probably Monday, and hang out there, see how it goes. And then I don't know, I'll post up the schedule. I gotta be at DIVERSITECH, Ambro Controls, Spectraline, New Calgon, and there's a few others. What's up, Mr. C, the HVAC guy? Where's Brian? Yeah, we're streaming on both channels, just making people aware that there is a podcast channel. If you guys haven't yet, please go subscribe to that, but everybody's probably on the main channel right now. HVAC Tube, what is up? So how's everybody doing today? I got a bunch of refrigeration calls. It's been it was like 30, then it's 60-ish, then it was like 80. Now it's back into 60s, maybe 50s right now. So a lot of refrigeration walk-in calls, make line calls. I have awesome ice machine maintenance right now. Taking my time with that one and just staying busy. Lucky you, we're in the low 50s. Texas is a big area, so everybody in middle North Texas, y'all get hit with whatever the middle of the country gets. And we're all the way at the bottom. We get the nice warm weather, so it's not that bad. Mechanical. I don't envy you guys' booth appearances. It takes me all of the 3 days to make it through the entire floor and talk with vendors. Well, Megan is part of the which one is it? Refrigeration Technologies competition. So you guys are going to be busy with that one. I interviewed a guy saying he was HVAC technician for 3 years. Asked him what superheat and subcooling was, and he didn't know. You were scared. A lot of guys learn secondhand from like somebody in the field. So even when I started, I had the benefit of going to school and learning that stuff. And then I get thrown into the field with a lot of older guys, a lot of guys that you end up butting heads with because they've done it a certain way. And it's like, oh no, it has to be this or it has to be that. And and then you tell them, okay, but I'm going by this, by manufacturer spec or by superheat, subcool, whatever kind of equipment you're working on, and that needs to be, what you're kind of like where you start with. Like, what's your superheat? What is your what obviously what pressures, but what saturation are you at? Things like that. Nah, beer can cold, don't worry about it. And I've been doing this. They would tell you they've been doing it for so many years and they've gotten away with it. So definitely understand that. I had a lot of older techs that I had to work with that I had to kind of retrain to at least check what I would consider not minor, but like the basics. Like, check your pressure, make sure you get that temperature, and then make sure you get a superheat and subcool reading at least, and then we'll go from there. There's Megan. Well, good luck. I hope you guys win whatever that competition is. I don't know if they told you guys what you all are doing. We have if you guys have never been to AHR, they have a lot of competitions. Refrigeration Technologies has a booth doing something playing with like the Super Bowl theme where they have 3 teams. RLS has a few teams that have to press a design or something. And I don't know if they leak check it or anything, but they just have to press something together. Vega is doing something too, where I saw Pat was going to be competing. And I know there's probably a few others. There's the Hillmore booth. One time they had people drilling in a bunch of different zip screws and stuff with their flip socket bit that they have. Whoever could do that the best. I want to say, I don't know if it was, no, they have that. And then they have like sheet metal, like doing brakes in sheet metal. Who can do it the quickest? It's always something like who can do it the quickest. And then that one, I think Top Gun Mechanical won that one last year, whatever Hillmore was doing over there. So a lot of cool stuff. And then I know a lot of the other, a lot of the guys that compete. Navac is doing one where you're bending and vacuuming and doing all this stuff, and you get to win. I don't know what you win at the other ones, but at Navac, you get to win all their power tools if you win that one. Yeah, the title is all that matters. See, Young, weren't you here at the beginning? It's broadcasted on both just so people know that there is a podcast channel, but I'm doing it on mine to get people in here. We can get some questions going or some chats and go from there. Vito, try it. We'll see what happens. Vito has a contest called Smash and Grab. We'll see. I need to get some of your stickers. Yeah, so if you guys see me at AHR, I just ordered some new stickers. That's going with me over there, and I'll give them out. Also, glow in the dark. Already gonna tell you guys I got glow in the dark stickers for the Spectraline booth. So go to the Spectraline booth. I believe that one is Monday. Let me check real quick. And we're doing like a whole contractor hour thing where I'll do, where is it? Spectraline is Tuesday at 2:30. I think they want me there till 4. And we're going to be giving away a Klein, I think it's a backpack tool bag, and it's going to have some of their product in it. Last year, I think they gave something similar away. I'm going to be giving away hats, which I don't think I have them. Oh, yeah, I do. So I got a whole bunch of hats. We'll be giving those away at the Spectraline booth and the stickers. And then I'll be doing trivia. So if you guys want to come by at any booth that I'm at, if you see me out there, I'm doing specifically at Spectraline, we'll do a trivia thing. You can answer a few questions and you'll be entered to win. Obviously, their giveaway is the tool bag. I'm giving away the hats and the stickers and stuff like that. Well, I appreciate you guys checking out the podcast channel. I'm not sure. I just see everything together. But yeah, and then I'll be at the Ambro Control booth on Monday afternoon. They're gonna have a whole new set of torches and things like that they're unveiling. And then what was the other one I had? DIVERSITECH is Monday morning. There was another one. DIVERSITECH, New Calgon, Spectraline. And then I'll be podcasting at so many other places. So we're also going to be at the Podcast Pavilion Monday afternoon at 2, but that's going to be HVAC nights. So you'll see the whole gang will be there. You'll see Kraus and Curtis at the Podcast Pavilion with me. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're just going to take over that pavilion and we'll see what happens. Oh, I'll announce it on the Nights podcast. If you guys are there in person for the Podcast Pavilion on Monday, we're going to be giving away some stuff too. But you have to be there. If they allow me to, I'll see if we can get audience questions or comments that we can go off of, and I'll give away something for that. Save one for me. I got plenty. And I got more on the way too. I sent over some stuff to Jake so he can hold for me as well. So I got a lot of stuff. So if you guys see, or if you guys are there, obviously Monday I'll be doing some stuff. Just find me. I have stuff to give out. Let's see. Do you actually have time to just walk around and check it out? Probably not. My email has blown up probably because of the Podcast Pavilion. So I have those commitments that I mentioned, and then I still have like Copeland, Freon. The ones that I probably won't make is like LG and Ream and stuff like that. They all want me at their damn booth to podcast. So appreciate it. I don't know if you guys would be interested. I have this hat's really nice, comfortable. I might put them on the merch store. This is where the cool kids are. So that's AHR, and then I'll be well, I'll talk about the other. This podcast will be on Wednesday morning. So I do have 2 spots there. And I'll do some announcements for that in a bit. Everybody's jumping back and forth. On my phone and on my iPad. Appreciate it. If you guys haven't yet, hit the like button. Appreciate it. So Nate, I'll have him back on soon. We were gonna do a topic today. He's already been on the podcast, so he already told, his background, how he got into it, and we're gonna do a topic. We'll have to circle back around to it when I can do another live. Yeah, I'll probably do his live. That way we can take questions and do that kind of stuff here on the show. But on today's show, I also wanted to integrate one of our sponsors, because this episode is sponsored by CallRail. So CallRail is marketing. I don't know if you guys use any sort of, whether it's at your own business or at the place that you work at. I don't know what kind of marketing you guys do. Like, are you guys doing word of mouth only? Or are you guys doing like billboards, Facebook ads? What kind of podcast I need? I'll read the comments in a minute. What kind of advertising do you guys do? Because for the longest time we did word of mouth, and it works incredible, right? The next thing we did was wrap the vans or put some sort of lettering on it. And we travel so much that it gets seen by a lot of eyes. Now, this year I wanted to go into more online stuff because, as we all know, during COVID, that era of, everything being online, curbside delivery, that kind of stuff. The more you can do online, the better your company can do as far as like getting eyes on you and stuff like that. So we are looking into it more now, because last year I got a whole bunch of people, or I got like a few people that were telling me, hey, I saw you on Facebook talking about this, that. Jobber ran some ads for themselves using me. Obviously, I make sure that I wear my uniform in those things, and they're like, okay, cool. They looked me up. So I got a lot of Facebook recommendations, which was very different because we never had that before. So I'm looking into it now, just so you can, as a business, you can be searchable. They can Google you. They can look up or see reviews, because a lot of people, including myself, will go straight to the review section of whatever you're buying, or even when you're eating out, you go to the review section, right? So we're trying to get into that, and CallRail has stepped in to kind of show me about tracking that kind of data. So they're able to call track, and if you're running ads, you can have numbers set up to where it tells you exactly where this person called from, but it all gets routed to whatever number or phone that you want to, and you can route it to different phone numbers. So like it's me and my dad, and we have another guy that also takes calls sometimes now, especially with the whole health scare that he had. So we can route them however we want. So they're going to help us do some call tracking, and everything has AI now. So the AI that they have is analyzing those phone calls. And when it analyzes those phone calls, you can get a transcript. You can get a summary if you're like me and you can't read through the whole thing. You just want to know what the important parts of it. For your phone call or any phone call that was taken using that CallRail, and it gives you like tips, and it can give you it can coach you up as far as like what you can do better either next time, or what you can do to follow up with them. It gives you a bunch of data and help on that end. So I'm going to try it out. I'll document how we use it, how we set it up, and all that kind of stuff, and see if it helps, bring in more calls, or even make what we have right now going on better by the AI stuff. So we'll see how it goes. You guys are absolutely killing it out there, though, Megan and Matt. So no advertising, but you guys are the people to do that kind of work that you guys do. It's HVAC year round when you're dealing with those growth facilities. So it's a good problem to have. I know you guys are a little too busy, and sometimes I feel like that too. But for the future, for down the line, I just don't want to be in a position that we were like in the middle, because we've been open 18 years. Thankfully, we never had to close, never had to take a break or anything. But in the middle and towards the beginning, we had a lot of scares. And it's like if a customer, so we had all our eggs in one basket. If a customer just ups and like leaves us or hires a maintenance guy, I do have a little vendetta against maintenance guys. No offense, Rudy, but they took all our work because all of our eggs were in one basket of this one customer. And sometimes we had two, but like they give us anywhere from 10 to 20 stores. We're killing it. We're doing really good, getting all these calls because we have just them. We don't even bother looking anywhere else. And then you know what? They decide one day that they don't want to call you. We didn't know what to do. We were so scared. So that always is in the back of my mind, that we had those low points to where that's kind of why I started social media, was initially to help our brand awareness, online presence, stuff like that. And then it turned into like this fun thing where I got to, meet all of you guys, talk to so many people, and just have fun with it, to where that's why I kind of changed it to just fun stuff. But I'm getting back to the business stuff. I do have a business, Instagram. We do have a website that is professionally done for us. And you can Google search us now. You can see that we have reviews now. We never had that before. And I just never worried about it. But in the back of my head, I don't want to be back in that position where if one of our major customers gets their own people or gets another company, that we're, out of luck there. So as long as something can give us consistent calls, even if it's calls that in my head, even if they're calls that we turn away, like, oh, we're too busy, we can book you next month or whatever it is, and, we can't take it, at least the calls are coming in, right? So, like I said, this particular episode is sponsored by CallRail. We're going to try them out. I'll give you an honest review, because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it helps us in any way, I'll give you guys feedback on that. And that'll be its own little episode series type of deal. And I'll get into that, like, if you guys want that content. On my work channel, the Reliable HVACR YouTube channel, I'm going to have playlists now. So another thing I'm trying to do is more training content, more educational content, to where, well, I have a vendetta against YouTube, Mitchell. We had our work stolen for a good chunk of time there in between, from maintenance guys. But anyway, I want to do more educational content, and I've already talked to a couple of companies that we can kind of make that happen. I'm not Craig, I'm not Ty, I'm not Brian Orr, I'm none of those guys, but I can kind of show what I see in the field. And then, like, like if somebody is with me and I'm trying to teach them something, that's the kind of videos that I'm going to put out. So, hey, this is how I do it. This is what I see in the field. Give you a little step-by-step video on that kind of stuff. Hopefully it helps some people out. And then I'm going to have so that'll be like a training playlist. I'll also have one for business. I've seen a lot more chatter about people wanting to know how to run their own business, stuff like that, which is why, if you guys haven't yet, also just go to my website, reliablehvacr.net. The Jobber Summit is a big thing. I attended it. I've spoken at it. It's a cool free online event. Go check that out too. If you sign up and attend, there's a morning time and an evening time, depending on your work schedule. But if you sign up and attend, all free, you also get entered in a giveaway, and you get like a gift card to like a travel agency or whatever. Like you can take a trip with that gift card. So go check that out. What are you guys talking about over here? So yeah, like we were word of mouth forever, and it does work. That's why I say, like, when you start your business, work like have something lined up or network here and there, and you have word of mouth, and then you can, just put your name on the van and a number. So you got a word of mouth and you got a billboard on wheels, basically. So that's for the longest time, that's how we did it. Not until recently, like I said, it's probably the pandemic that kind of shifted everything. Now we have people that find us on Google and our websites, and they can just online search us. I've like I said, I've even had people that find us on Facebook. Yeah, they got a whole floor dedicated to marketing over at Jason's place. Let's see, Jack. I need to work my current job for 1 year before leaving to start a career in HVAC. What can I do now to get ahead? I'm going to obtain a Gas 3 license while I am working. I've talked about it like so much with a lot of my guests on the podcast. The best thing you can do, and I've talked about this with Matt and Megan when we met up when I was in Colorado, like any effort you put into this trade, any effort sets you apart. It's sad, but it does. So a lot of the effort or a lot of the common traits of like really good technicians that I see and something that I used to do is in your free time. And it's this is more so in the beginning, and then later you'll get a grasp on how to do this later. Like right now, like I try to schedule my days, but in the beginning it's like any and all free time. You have YouTube. If you need any channel recommendations, go to my main YouTube channel. I have a list of recommended channels, which is HVAC School, Ty Brenneman, AC Service Tech, channels like that. Basically classrooms on YouTube that you can watch. So that's a good way to get ahead. And I was reading because I didn't have YouTube. There was no YouTube back then. So a lot of my textbooks, I would go through them after school, after work. I had a lot of notes, manuals. If you can find manuals from any manufacturer, like since you're not in it yet, you can go online and just search up like maybe some common manufacturers that you think you might work on. All their manuals are listed online. I used to have to go and like get them in person and read them, but now you can get them online. Reading a manual will get you so far ahead of like 80% of the text out there. Hey, I'm grinding away at HR. I already have my schedule full, but I'm trying to take advantage of how well the podcast is doing. And I don't know. I don't know how many years or how many more of these I'm going to go to. So just going to have fun, take advantage of it. Plus, Jake and Kurt will be there. So it'll be cool to do the night stuff while we're all there together, because I don't know when that's going to happen again. And a lot of you guys in the chat have mentioned that you guys are going to be there. So this is a really good one to go to. So if you can, or you're on the fence about it, everyone who is anyone online will be there at the Orlando one. What is up, Plumbing with Q? I've seen your channel. I forgot how you pronounce it. I've heard you pronounce it before. I have a Google Doc for people that do hot side work. Oh, Kitchen Cowboy, what's up? I might need to look at that because I want to get into that part too. I used to do it with my dad. I used to do it with my dad as a helper. I've put in a few parts, thermopiles, high limits, stuff, real easy stuff. But then I switched over to HVAC and did something completely different. And now I kind of want to get back into it just so I can do some basic stuff. Or like, I don't know, troubleshooting at least. That right there too. Um, the hot side, that is a you know underrated career, because here I've always acknowledged how important that part is to our business. Without that, in previous years, I think we would have done really bad. Without the hot side, we would have, I don't know if we would have made it. Because there was times where I got really slow. That's why I've been trying to improve it, year after year. Now, the past 5 years, we've been doing really good. That hot side, man, that like fast foods, that's all we do. And hospitals. That's never out of season. That's cooking all year round. Restaurants kept us in business during the pandemic, all of that stuff. So if you can learn, and they do correlate with each other. So if you can do hot side, you can get into HVAC. If you do HVAC, you can get into hot side, because especially like the gas stuff, like the gas furnaces and like a lot of the fryers, everything like that is gas. You need to know how to work on gas. They kind of correlate to each other, so you can do both, and you'll be way more valuable to a company. Eddie, I'm gonna start. Well, I'm gonna use spring and summer to start advertising heavy, so in August I can go full time on my business. I'm currently part time and trying to get some commercial clients. So I have a video coming out tomorrow, I think, and then I'm gonna start trying to get some other videos in or to record them, because we're dominantly commercial. We've never done residential, and it's difficult, but you need to network where you can with other trades, supply houses, um, and then just get your name out there. But good luck, man. Commercial, I love commercial. You can get customers. I think I mentioned in the video that I'm putting out tomorrow, like residential, you go door to door because you're looking for homeowners, right? It's not that much different. If you do commercial, you can go to, like, we went restaurant to restaurant and handed them, cards and like all this other stuff. Had a conversation with them, what they needed, what they if they needed anything, or we can sell them on a maintenance plan or cleaning or whatever it is. Like, you can do some of the same stuff in the commercial world to get business. And a lot of if you can get your foot in the door, a lot of stuff opens up on the commercial side. Just even being on some of these, like before was Corrigo, and now we have another one called Verisi. Like these big accounts make you use a website to get paid and all that kind of stuff. Once you're in that program or whatever, the website, other people can start seeing you too, because we've gotten work like that too. Being in the Corrigo system, other restaurants would find us and stuff like that. So it's just getting your foot in the door. Commercial kitchen equipment. Yep. Oh, what is hot side? Commercial kitchen equipment, which is like fryers, ovens, um, griddles, grills. My dad works on a whole bunch of stuff, steamers, and to me, even on the stuff that I see, because I can figure out whatever HVAC you put in front of me, whatever AC or refrigeration you put in front of me. But um, hot side, the cooking equipment, looks intimidating to me. But I want to try it out again and get into that kind of stuff again. That's cool, man. If you can do one, you can do the other. So, but C Young says a hot side is the path to dark side. Um, yeah, cold side. I've taught a lot of guys that come through that know the hot side, and then I just teach them how to check, pressures and what to look for. Refrigeration, especially like light commercial, it's super easy to get the hang of. It's a lot of little things that you see over and over and over again. Hunter Hall, be there at the expo. Stop by the pod. Appreciate it. There are many resources out there. It's up to you how fast you want to progress. Don't make your employer responsible for your knowledge. Exactly. The number one thing I see everybody that's doing really well is because they did it in their own time, their own free time. And that's something that I used to do, and I didn't see a lot of people doing it around here. Online, I've talked to a lot of guys that have done it, and they're really great techs. And you're always going to be learning. You're always going to be, doing or working on new things. So it's always good to keep looking up stuff. Like YouTube is a great resource, and any books you can find. Just keep up to date with everything. Really, more hot side. For us, it's a little bit of both. I have I always joke with my dad because my dad, like, he slowed down a little bit because of the health scare that he had. So he had like a mild stroke. He's doing really well. He's back to work. He's a little bit slower now, but he still does. He's still better than most techs out here. But I always joke with him because, yeah, exactly. I always joke with him because he does a few calls, or he does a lot of calls during the day, tired as hell, this and that. Obviously during the summer, that's me too. But in between, summer and other seasons, like, I could do 2 calls, 3 calls, maybe even 1 call. And it's a good call. I'll charge a lot, or we get a change out, or we have to swap a coil, whatever it is. Like, I always joke with them. I can do half of your calls and make the same amount of money on most, everyday calls, right? So I always joke with them about that. All trades use the coil cleaning brushes lately. The secret's out there, not 30 cents each. Bulk packs. That's probably why you see so many different colors, because I just pick up the ones that I see at the supply house. I didn't notice till a couple years ago that they're actually branded Subco. That's why they're blue. We get the blue ones. And I'm pretty sure there's an upcharge just because they're Subco. Klein pliers wrench. I used them, I think, yesterday. I liked them. I might go get their Cobra version now. I got the 7-inch ones. They have a lot of neat stuff. If I didn't have some of the stuff that they have in that section, because it's like a plumbing section, like the tube cutters and all that kind of stuff. They even have tubing benders there. If I didn't have that already, I would have bought most of that section up. Oh, there you go. I have to look. I haven't looked on Amazon for that kind of stuff. I usually just, take for granted you pick them up at the supply house, knowing that they probably charge you 5 times as much as what it is online. Jason is the big, he works on all the fun stuff. That's industrial work right there. All right, guys. So I think, kind of wanted to get or let you guys know what's going on. Talk about the sponsor, talk about marketing a little bit. Appreciate all the people that came out. I might end this a little bit early, but I do want to say, check us out at the Podcast Pavilion, HVAC nights, Monday at 2:00. Be there, see what Jake and Kurt are up to, and we'll probably be at the VETO booth here and there. I might be there Monday morning. And then we also have our Reliable HVACR podcast on Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. So the place doesn't open till like the showroom floor of the expo. So I'm talking about the AHR Expo over in Orlando, February 10th through 12th. So the floor doesn't open till 10 a.m. I have a 9 a.m. podcast spot Wednesday morning, but it's right outside. So you're able to get in the building and then see any podcasts that are there before it opens. So um, at 9 a.m., if you guys want to check out the Reliable podcast before you get into the showroom floor, if you guys are there Wednesday, we're going to have the Reliable podcast special guest. I don't know if anybody guessed it. I haven't looked at the poll from Instagram. We're going to have not one, not two, not three, but four of the HVAC visionaries on the show. I had told them a while back that I was planning to eventually get them all together, and we're going to do it at AHR. We're going to talk about different generations of blue collar HVAC trades. We're going to talk about the future of the trades and stuff like that. And when will Morgan's the future of the podcast or the future of the trades and all that stuff, we'll talk about that there. So we're going to have Adam, Wolf of HVAC, Efren, Peer on Parole, Garrett, G Tor HVAC, I believe, and Logan, Snow King of HVAC. Those guys will be there. They're great guys. I love having them on the show. And yeah, Brian, we'll go when we do another one. We'll probably do it live, and then we'll see how it goes. But I'll get back to you on that. Um, I was thinking no. Let's see. What's up? Performance Mechanical. BYG. What camera do you use? I buy too many cameras. So I have the for work videos. It's mostly my phone. If I'm not planning to record, I'll use my phone. I have the oh my god, the 16 Pro iPhone. Then I use a DJI Action 5. I really like that one. And I just got the Insta360 Go 3S, which is a tiny camera if I ever need to put it on my chest because I don't like having the DJI one on my chest. And then in any tool review you see, I do the DJI Pocket 3 because it looks the best. But it's like too big to be carrying around, and you got to put it on a tripod mostly. So I think that was it here. So yeah, we're gonna have the HVAC visionaries on the podcast pavilion Wednesday, 9 a.m. I appreciate everybody that has supported the show, everybody that watches this. We've have a really good amount of people in here. It's been a great ride. I've really enjoyed talking to everybody here. And see, the thing is that podcast pavilion, it's a super great honor to be even invited to that. Somebody that wanted me to do something at HR, they were like, that's a real you made it moment. So I don't take it for granted. I love, doing the podcast. I appreciate that I got invited out. So I'm going to have fun doing the nights one, like I said, Monday, and mine on Wednesday. And it's been really great. I always say it's a good excuse to get people to sit down with me and get to know them, for an hour, whatever it is that we talk. Really enjoyed having Ty last week. Didn't get to have Nate on here today, but maybe we'll talk in a live stream in the future. But that episode with the HVAC Visionaries, Wednesday, 9 a.m., Podcast Pavilion, AHR in Orlando, is going to be the last Reliable HVACR podcast episode ever. So, like I said, it's been a great ride. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the sponsors. Thanks for the support. We're going to end it with a big episode. I'm really excited to do that one. And yeah, last episode ever. So I appreciate you guys. And thanks again for coming out. I'm going to end the show here, and we'll see you guys soon. I'll have an update at the show at AHR on the future of the content and all the stuff that we have going on. So make sure you check it out. I'll have it posted on YouTube as soon as I get to, because I'm going to be traveling. And then as soon as I can, it'll be posted on Spotify, Apple, and all those. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate you all. Have a good night.